HDFnl Netty show. It's the one that Cindy said last week can't be stuffed. Let's not do it. Um, wasn't like that. It was just one of those weeks, wasn't it? I think everyone was having a week. That was a
It
short
was
week.
a long weekend.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I think if Al's down the bottom. Hello, Al from White Hills.
How are we, Coco?
Good, thank you. And Brooke is down the bottom too. Am I going with Brooke Price?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, done. All right, that's a deal.
Either's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's just hard to get out of bad habits. There's people that I've known for years, and I still call them by their maiden name. Anyway, it's a nickname. Cindy, I don't know about how the girls feel about this, but I reckon you're ready to take the court there. You're just looking for a bib. What's going on?
Donor the new top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
What's
It's
going on? Are
good.
you raring to go? You're out for a bit of a practice tonight or something, what?
No, well, it's interleague weeks, so being a part of it, that's for sure. Do you like it?
No, it's
Yeah,
great,
good.
but I think that the girls, and I would be really concerned by the fact that we're still not talking about interleague senior netball. That's the concern.
No, we aren't. We aren't. And yeah,
Yeah.
certainly looks like the BFNL had a great weekend of netball, and the open team was tremendous. But yeah, it'd be interesting to get these girls' comments whether they would allow their players to play if we had one or not.
Is that the holdback, do you think, girls, Gal?
I don't know. I mean, I thought that there was an open team a couple years ago. But yeah, since last year that I've come along, I haven't had one. But fine by me if the girls want to play. I mean, a bye weekend's always nice or that break, but if there was something for a league round, that would be very exciting.
What do you reckon, Brooke?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with if my players were involved in the interleague. I think you can get injured, at training, whatever. And I sometimes find it's nice to kind of keep going, I guess, with the bye. It is also nice to have the weekend off,
Mm.
do something outside of netball. But yeah, I think if they could get it going again, it would be great.
Well, possibly you two fine ladies would be playing anyway. Can I just throw it out there and ask? I know it's different with footy, but um, Cindy, is it a day thing? I think the girls could play on a Sunday in interleague, and that doesn't clash if that's the problem.
Yeah, just have to plan out the draw if you knew at the start of the season. I'm
Mm.
sure it could be planned out and fitted in, that's for sure. And to see how the juniors develop and make friendships and have some great times, but they obviously do it over four different tournaments, which is great. So, yeah, food for thought, that's for sure, for the open team one day.
Geez, I wouldn't want to be playing our open team in netting. I would not want to be playing our open team. Yeah,
Pretty
it'd be
impressive.
powerful, I think. What do you think, Brooke? I think it'd be very powerful.
Yeah, I think it would be really good.
Well, Al, you played there in the BFNL and other leagues, etc. You both have. It'd be strong, wouldn't it, Al?
Yeah, I think so. There's a very decent lineup amongst the girls. I don't know how they'd pick a side, to be honest. There's a lot of
Mm.
girls that are fighting for the same position. But yeah, it'd be nice to see kind of where we're at amongst if we were to come up against Bendigo
Hmm.
or any other league. Yeah.
We just got to find, ladies, someone on the board that can really push it. Oh, hang on, there's Cindy. Um, we'll
All
keep
right, I'll add
looking.
that to the items of the agenda.
Put it up the top. Um, some results for last week, please, Cindy, because I don't have them with me.
Yeah, let's start with North. Played LBU and North took the win by 9 goals, 54 to 45. And Mounts met Leachy Gunny at Mounts. Mounts took the win 79 to 27. It's a good win. And White Hills met Huntley at Huntley. And White Hills took the win 49 to 37.
Pretty
And
competitive, Al, just before you go on. Al, you happy with that?
Yeah, happy with that. We've got a lot of injuries at the moment. We've got a side of five. So we're very thankful and lucky to have A reserve girls that can kind of play a game and then step up and play another game. So to see that with out our main girls. Yeah, we were very happy. It was very tight up until about half time, and then we kind of were able to take away the rest of the game. So it was good.
Question for you. If you're that, you get a win with the girls coming in for A reserve, where do you sit then when the other girls come back? It must be difficult to say, look, we're going to drop you back to A reserve. You're playing anyway. But do you know what I mean? Because the girls are doing the job for you at the moment.
Yeah, it is tricky. I've kind of got injuries where they're not sure when they will be back. So it's tough decisions to make as to we're getting to that pointy end of the season. I don't want to overqualify girls. I don't want to take them away from their own team as well. And our A reserve girls are looking really good. Unfortunately, they had a loss on the weekend, probably because of the changes or having to utilise the other girls to go up to A grade. So something to think of in the next coming weeks as to what I'll be doing. But yeah, it's great to be able to have that versatility. I mean, two of the A-Res girls played A grade last year, and they've gone back to A grade or A reserve this year. So very lucky, and very thankful for some depth across the board.
Do you cop it as a coach, Shelley? Do they go, oh, bloody A grade? They're all happy with what happens.
Somehow it always happens that I'm having to elevate girls. The same thing happened last year. But yeah, I think it's unfortunately what comes with netball. If there are injuries from the top, you do need to fill up. It'd be nice to say, sorry, we can't field an A grade side and we'll have to play down. But it doesn't work like that. So the girls, are very accepting, happy to help out where possible. But yeah, it's hard when they're looking so good coming into the second half of the season and I'm needing to pinch some of them away. It's hard.
Well, how does this sit with you, Brooke, at Heathcote? I mean, are the girls keen to play the higher grade or are they just happy to say, because it happens in footy, a lot of reserves players will go, oh, no, don't play seniors. So is it the same with netball?
No, all our girls, if I was to ask any of the A reserve girls to either step up to play for a week or a couple of weeks or to sit on the bench to help us out, they're more than happy to do that. So really lucky in that regard, and it's a good opportunity for them as well to whether they stay up or are back down the next week. It's just better for their the opportunity. They take good experience and hopefully their netball grows a little bit off that.
Yeah, that's true too. I know you get to see them firsthand if you watch A reserve. I'm sure you both do, but you're probably more concentrating on what's going to happen next with the A grade. So, we don't tape their reserve. In fact, we don't hardly tape any of the games, don't get me started. Anyway, Cindy, move on, please, with those results.
Yeah, the last game of the round was Colbo met Elmore, and Colbo shot 71 goals to Elmore 27. So good on Elmore for keeping them under 80, I say. But yeah,
what do you do though? I mean, you got to keep stepping up to the gate, don't you, with Colbo? I mean, I saw him firsthand Saturday, and I don't think our fine lady will worry too much about this, but they enjoy it. I watched a couple of their breaks where they stopped and they chat, and it's not like they're not in the huddle going crazy, whatever. It's they're just having a laugh and all that. So I just think they enjoy it, and they're gonna. I mean, I know they're going to be hard to beat. I get that, Brooke, but at the same time, they just the way they go about it. There doesn't seem to be too much pressure. They just enjoy what they're doing with their friends.
Yeah, I always see Jen certainly making them play harder, do extra things, and asking more of them each quarter, from what I've witnessed.
The only time she got angry, Brooke and Al, was when I was watching and I went over and she didn't see me and I said, "Excuse me, what would you know about netball?" And took her a little bit of while to focus. She got a bit angry and I thought, oh, but this is right after that once she realised it was me. But yeah.
Your game.
Yeah, I was. I thought that. I walked away and went, nah, it wasn't smart. Anyway, that's what I do. Sorry, any more games left?
No, that's all. And Brooke's team had the bye.
Yeah. So you don't get 4 points for a bye, do you?
No, just the week off.
I'll take it.
Let's talk about what you did on that week off, Brooke, on a Saturday, Sunday. You took Bub's codes. They had the week off too.
Yeah. my sister came down with my nephews, so it was
Oh, right.
nice to catch up with them. And then it was really just getting organized, trying to do some stuff at home that when you only kind of got one day on your weekend, there's a lot of stuff that was kind of piled up on the to-do list. So we just tried to get as much stuff done as we could while we had the opportunity.
I think if you, and you told me too well, and obviously, it's a situation when you miss a round. Do you actually miss it, or do you go beauty? Do you look forward to it, having to buy?
Catch 22, it's hard. You love a bye. A break's always nice, especially for the body, but then it shakes you a little bit, or you don't know what you're doing because you're usually in the rhythm of a Saturday game day. So yeah, it's nice always to have a bye, but when you see other teams and things play, it's something that you want to be doing each week. So
And just a question on that, and we don't know, Cindy, so I'm not speculating or anything like that, but if there was another club to come into the HDFNL, there goes the buy. So, and I know there's one club in particular that's probably going to have another crack. So, if that was the case, how would you girls feel about playing every week, or would that be, when you put it in a different perspective? What do you
I
reckon?
might have to recruit a few more girls so I can have a couple more numbers under my belt. Just with injuries, you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, it'd be tough. Maybe the long weekend bye if we could potentially do that.
You reckon that'd do it if that was the case? Cindy, what is the latest on any clubs coming in HDFNL?
I think they had till the end of the month, actually. They've got till the 30th of June to put in their request. Yep. So we haven't heard
Yes.
anything yet.
Yeah. You're not going to tell us, are you?
No, honestly, I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, I have. Anyway, it's a team that starts with C. There you go. Sorry, a club that starts with C, and they have tried to get into the competition again.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have. I don't know. I mean, again, ladies, how does it sit? I mean, is it another club you're gonna have to? I suppose that this club's a fair way away, so it's not going to worry you in that way. But it's just competitive, isn't it? I mean, another club comes in, Brooke, and all of a sudden you say, right, we've got another one to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice that there's so many clubs that want to be a part of the Heathcote League. I think it shows what a good league it is and a good competition. So I think that's really lovely in that way. Like with a buy, without a buy, wouldn't really impact me too much. Like I'd still play. I think most of the girls wouldn't bother them. The travel, depending where it was, would be another away potentially of a far game. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's for the league to deal with, and I just wait for them to do the draw and go wherever they tell me to go on a Saturday. Really.
Yeah. I think travel's always the first think or thought that we actually have, but I look at it, it's only once for the season that you have to do it. But yeah, wait and see if they actually put in their letter of request.
Yeah, and I know you live in Bendigo, don't you, Brooke? You don't live in Heathcote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you are living in Heathcote, it's a fair way. I mean, it's the same with Leachy Gunny, as you said. Those guys are travelling every second week, with the exception of maybe Lockington. And you would imagine that Heathcote to Leachy would the longest run be if you lived in Heathcote. Brooke, would that be right? It's a fair way.
I think so. I think it's the longest one for us, from Bendigo. So I think, I assume it'd be the same.
Yeah, and look, I suppose if you do it enough, I went to Gippsland yesterday we do go-karts, and man, that's a trip, 3.5 hours, whoa,
Wow.
we don't have anything like that. So thank God. But it's a trip you wouldn't want to do all the time. Albury's the same, where we do small go-karts in Albury, and it's only once a year, thank God, because it's a long way. And you would take that into perspective, the board, as you said, with the travel. If it's anything past a couple of hours, you get to the silly stage, don't you, really?
I think it's an hour and a half for us, isn't it, Al, Brooke? So, and I think Leachy Gunny, when they came into the league, they've certainly shown how they've fitted in, and now they're just part of the league. And I'm sure when it happened, there was certainly different thoughts, but they're definitely a good part of the league, that's for sure.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I don't think it's the travel thing's a big issue. What I'm saying is, if another club came in, as you said, you got to look at if it's an extra half hour past, say, Leachville or wherever, that could be an issue, and it certainly would be for Bendigo. And I'm sure that, you know, that would be, I think, an issue for Bendigo clubs and even Heathcote.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And yeah, and that's like what is the future of the league for sure. So yeah, but the decision is certainly the club to vote, and the potential new club comes and talks at a club rep meeting and puts in their proposal. So as you said, they have done it before. So see if, yeah,
I
what they
think a lot
propose.
of people looking outside. You just said it a second ago, Brooke. I think the Hdfnl, particularly from a footy point of view, and I know that maybe the A grade's a little bit lopsided, but it has its years, doesn't it? You know, it was Elmore a few years ago, and then it was Mounts, and then Colbo. So big wheel. Oh, sorry, all Al White Hills is in there too. So I mean, big wheel turns, doesn't it? You know, all of a sudden the girls from Colbo decide, the younger ones, that they might want to go and play somewhere else. So things change. I think my thoughts, and being around the traps a bit, I haven't seen a. There's usually a club in every comp, or maybe two, where everyone goes, "Oh, geez, I wish we didn't have to play them and play." I don't hear that. I could be very wrong, Brooke. Could be very, very wrong. But what I do hear is that no one has any complaints wherever they play and who they play, and yeah, you'll always get the competitive side. You know, he did this and she did that, whatever. That stuff's just gonna keep going. But I don't know
Hmm.
in this competition whether anyone has any issue with anyone, and it's a rare thing in a competition. So you got to be careful to mess with that, Brooke. You got to be really careful not to mess with it.
Yeah, that's why I don't involve myself in any of these
Yeah,
decisions.
yeah. Because you know, in all due respect to the Bendigo comp, but I reckon they're going through that right now. You know, with a nice big fat trip to Broadford. You know, where the girls and the guys wherever they go are winning by a lot, and no one wants that either. So you know, but anyway, that's their problem. All I'm saying is the
Hmm.
HDFNL. I don't think there's too many complaints with what goes on. If there's an issue with any club, they seem to bond together. As you know, with Cindy, as you know, with not even. They hate each other with a passion on the field, Mount Pleasant and Colbo, but as soon as there's an issue with either of them, they help each other out.
That's right. Sure
Yeah.
do. It's great.
Anything happening from a league point of view, Cindy?
Well, yeah, there's a couple of things because we've missed a couple of news leaks, but as we mentioned, the interleague's happening. So the association champs just happened on the weekend, and the CBNA tournament was a couple of weeks ago, and they've just got Gala Day coming up in a couple of weeks at the Maiden Gully ground. So yeah, it's certainly great to see the players together and the coaches, and not forgetting the umpires as well. We've had a few new C badges umpired. Elmore a couple of weeks ago had three new badges. So congratulations to Kayla Moon and Amika White and Charlie Langdon. It's great for the Elmore to receive three new badges. And the week before that was Sarah Appleby received her reaccreditation for her badge. Just a little reminder because we do see around the netball courts a court supervisor vest, and obviously wearing the vest is a role to play. So it is a volunteer role, and once someone does have that vest on, there is obviously some league obligations that they need to fulfill. And not forgetting one of those is that they should be really the last person to leave the netball courts as well to make sure obviously everything's finished for the day. Um, I think that's really all. But I want to mention in the Yabba, we have put in a QR code for the netball umpires for positive feedback. And if someone does see something good, it certainly would be good to receive that feedback because that's something that Jackie and the umpire mentors work on religiously. And yeah, something that the league strive for is our umpires. So check out the Yabba for the little QR code and the second back page. I saw it the other day.
Well, what happens with, and please, you know what I'm like, I'm going to ask 1,000 questions. What happens with the umpires if they do cop a bit? Who do they go and see? Like, as in, is there someone they can go and say, look, I copped it a little bit there, and because not everyone handles criticism well, let's face it, regardless of who you are. So, is there someone for them to talk to? Al might have abused an umpire, and they go, well, who can I talk to because I'm feeling a bit down. I know it happens to you, well, it happens all the time, but
Yeah, that's a
is there
good
someone
question.
to, Yeah.
It is part of the court supervisor to obviously address the crowd. It's definitely not up to the umpires to address the crowd. And it's just a natural thing, and we see it in the footy as well, that um, not everyone agrees with what the umpire calls is, and we certainly appreciate the umpires for what they do, and certainly in our league, uh, generally and most times every week, it's really successful and positive. But yeah, you always will see someone talk about who's never umpired ever, but that's just what you get. And how many times do you say someone will say, oh, obstruction, obstruction, but it's certainly the umpire's call and they have 1,000 things that they're looking for. And we're very lucky in the development what we have in our league for sure.
So, in other words, you'd be happy to say that crowds at netball matches, and I'll ask you girls too, are quite good because I don't see them very often. I certainly see the footy, and I get that. That's been happening for 100 years. But Netty crowds, Al?
I'd like to think so. I hope everyone's respectful to the umpires, especially. I know it's a tough game and everyone can get very involved or a bit heated, but we always want to show our respects. It's something I say to my girls as well. It's not us umpiring where we can't control what they do. We have to respect their decisions as well, and that goes for our crowd. So hopefully there hasn't been any complaints, I don't believe. But we always have that mentality, and we appreciate everyone that puts on that white uniform and umpires all those games. So
Brooke?
couldn't play it without them.
Good call. Brooke?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from the crowd personally, but maybe that's just because I'm too focused on what's going on in the court. But I think, umpires do an amazing job. I certainly would not want to do that job personally. So, I take my hat off to them, and kind of the same as what Ali was saying is that I think it's really important to, they call it how they see it, and it's our job on the court not to get to adjust to that and not get too caught up in any kind of back and forth or trying to put our opinion out there, because I've never seen an umpire turn around and change their mind. So
Yeah, I say that on footy all the time. Same thing. I've never seen anyone change their mind. But the question going into it a little bit more is that, say, for example, footy on Saturday, Colburn Abbott, and I know these guys, but I know most of the umpires. Someone like Tony Fields, for example, been around forever. He'll he's pretty good with the players, but Mick Shea, as soon as you say something back to him, it's 50. And I reckon that you ladies would know when someone's umpiring you, how they umpire. So you'd be able to instruct the teams and say, all right, be careful about this and that. Am I right there, Al?
Yeah, you always you have similar umpires or the people that you've had previously, so you kind of know what to expect with, say, your distance or when you need to adjust and how far you could go with continuously doing the same thing. I always want my girls to be disciplined, so as soon as an obstruction or a call starts to come regularly, they need to adjust, and if they don't, you never know. It could get advanced, it could get turned over. Decisions like that can be made quite easily. And it's not our control with what they make. So we need to simply adjust and shake that off and keep playing netball.
Hey, Brooke, do you go to the umpire before the game and get to know them and say how's things and all that stuff just to get on the right side or not? Or does that not work?
No, we don't do that. Usually at Heathcote it's so quick because we've got the short game times.
Yeah.
We're usually straight on there, and a lot of the time they've umpire day reserved too, so they're busy sorting out the game before, and then they're basically straight back on to umpire our game.
Yeah, there's a guy who plays for Heathcote in long sleeves, number 12, and he's always going, look, I've got the long sleeves champion, so remember, might be your husband. Cindy, let's go through this week's games before I keep talking. We run out of time. We might go to the lady down the bottom there because after the bye, I'm sitting around because no doubt Brooke, had nothing to do on the weekend, was lying on the couch all weekend, which is not true because now you have a baby. Leachy Gunny, isn't it? Versus you're going for the trip to Leachy Gunny, Brooke.
No, they're coming to us. So we
Oh,
have
sorry. Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. Yep,
there's been the change. So we went there around our first game.
that's
They were
right.
meant to come. But so yeah, we've got that one out of the way, which is nice.
That's funny you say that because we had a camera guy because it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just a mix up. But our camera guys, yep, I'm going to head out to what's the name? And I remember texting Andrew Conforti, your president, and he goes, "You can come here, mate, but there's no one here." Okay, right. Would have been another great day. But you got to get them surely at home. You would think, Brooke.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I think we went into that game. It was our first game of the year. They'd already got under their belt. We're probably just a bit inconsistent. So it is one of the results definitely that I'd really like to flip in the second half of the year. So yeah, we'll be coming out firing hopefully and giving it a good crack.
Well, let's see who can fire up with a tip here. What do you reckon, Cindy?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Heathcote. So yeah, good luck to Brooke. It certainly will be a close game. Leachy Gunny will be looking for the win as well.
Kelly?
Yeah, I'll go with Heathcote. They're a great side. We played them in the wet, so it could have been a very different score if it was a dry game. So it'll be good to see out of those two who gets that win. But I'm going with Heathcote.
How slippery does it get, or did it get on Saturday with the wet before you stop, or you just keep going?
You just keep going, unfortunately, unless there's lightning and thunder. You have to keep playing, and these new courts are great, but they can get very slippery when wet. So it's something to always watch out for.
Do you feel like going into the rooms, Brooke, and grabbing some of the old cricketer spikes? Put those on, mate. Maybe they'll be good for the court. I'll wreck it, but they'll be good.
Yeah,
Forget I said
yeah,
that.
I don't know.
Not easy. Huntley take on Mount Pleasant. Cindy, tough gig for Huntley.
It is, yeah. Huntley's sitting on fifth, so I'm sure Kim and Ash will have some strategic plans against Mounts, but certainly Mounts are just too good to beat sitting on second, that's for sure. So I'll pick Mounts.
Al?
Mounts, yeah, they've been very high scoring, so can't go past them.
Brooke, same thing.
Yeah, Mounts, that one.
We'll go to the next one, Colburn and North Bendigo, which choosing the footy is going to be a good game, but also it's going to be tough for North. I think that's probably the best way to put it. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they've got tall goalers North, and they could potentially compete with the Colbo, but I think the attacking end for Colburn just too good. So they'll take the win this week.
Cindy, don't sit on the fence here, but who's going to beat Colbo this year?
Well, North is sitting fourth, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll certainly give it their all. And I know they usually certainly start well with them, but I'd like to congratulate Michaela Palmer on her 100th game. She's playing that. Thanks, Jen, for the info. So yeah, Michaela also does an awesome job of the netball operations there. So they'll be getting around her. But yeah, good luck to North. But yeah, Colbo are certainly sitting nicely on top of the ladder.
I think Michaela might have filmed one of our games last year after A reserve because I couldn't find anyone. So thanks, Michaela.
You too.
I do owe you for that. Then haven't got back to you. Lost your address. Oh, sorry, lost your anyway. You can't. We'll move on. Hey, what are you thinking here, Brooke?
Yeah, Colbo for
Colbo.
that one. Yeah.
Do girls think, and I know you're not going to like this, Ali, can you beat Colbo? I mean, you've got to beat them to win the grand final. Can you beat
I do.
Colbo? I'm being serious. When the midway
Yeah, on a
starts,
perfect day with a full side, I'd like to believe that we have the ability.
okay.
But any mistake that was made, they can capitalize very quickly on. So it would need to be a perfect game.
And the reason I bring it
We
up
haven't. We
Yeah,
haven't
go
had
on,
that
sorry.
yet.
Yeah.
We haven't
Well,
had a perfect
yeah.
game, unfortunately.
The reason I bring it up is every week we talk on the Netty show, we straight away we get Colbo. Colbo's going to win Colbo. And Brooke, where do you sit? Because is there any team in this comp that can beat Colbo?
I think, like Ali said, I think if the stars align
Yeah.
for
Well,
any
well, it can
side,
happen
like
though, can't it? It can happen.
yeah, it can happen, and you don't know even like, and I'm also not. I hope this doesn't happen, but like if Colbo got injuries or illnesses, people away, you never know, that kind of thing. And there are some really good sides. I think just Colbo having played together for so many seasons and their team's really been unchanged. They're just so consistent. So unless you can put up a game that is as consistent as they put up week in, week out, it's really hard to compete. They're just very strong all over the court and slick. And yeah, so I think that they can be beaten, but I think it's yeah, it'll be tough for any side to do it, and I'll be very impressed.
And we don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to try and fit all this in. Here's the thing with it is, question, Cindy, do they have to lose one? Because you know what the pressure's like when you get to the granny and you haven't lost a game. I mean, we've seen it happen plenty of times. I was in charge of a women's football match years ago. I went out and we won every game, Bendigo Thunder, and I went out and bought the hats. Premiers, guess what? We didn't win. And it happens. It happens. On a day that you would think that team you're playing, Deer Park, I think it was, that you just wouldn't think that would happen. You'd beat them by 10 goals. But on the day, different story.
Yeah.
It's okay because I was over that. Hey?
Colbo was straight wins since the finals before the season before. That was their last loss. So they had straight wins last year and going the same this year. So they haven't lost a game since was at the prelim final
Yeah.
the season before.
But it was okay, Ali and Brooke, because the 15, the 5, were able to unpick it and put a 16 on because we won it the next year. So the hats weren't all a waste of time. We're lucky. All right, park it there, and we'll talk about your game to finish. Ali, you're heading up to Lockie. I'm up there too, so your game will be on. But it's not going to be easy, is it, Lockie?
No, they took it to us last time we played them. Quite impressed by what they have and their depth as well. So yeah, it's got me a little bit nervous, but hopefully we can pull together a side and put out a good performance.
Who wins, Brooke?
I'll go White Hills for that one.
Cindy?
Yeah.
Cindy?
Yeah, Lockie's sitting 6 on the ladder and White Hills at 3rd. So yeah, I think sounds like depending on who else can put on the court.
There's a lot of
But
doubt here,
yeah,
Cindy. You've taken
it's
an
still
hour to answer the question. It's a real easy one. It's a tip. It's either White Hills or Lockie, and you've hesitated. So now Valley wasn't nervous before. She bloody well is now because you put it in her head, Cindy. Who'd you tip?
I'll be there as well. I'll see you there.
Oh, you're gonna be there. So, but who'd you tip? And tell me you tip White Hills
I'm
because
picking White Hills.
oh, you finally
Good luck,
there you go. Hey, that's it for this round. I do appreciate as we do you ladies coming up, giving up the time for the Netty show, and same with you, Cindy. You do a lot of work behind the scenes. But what we need, girls, are you ready? You know what's going to happen. Here we go. Who was your first netball club, Ellie?
Oh, first netball club, Brumbies, I think, at Golden City.
There you go. What age were you?
11, 12, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I would have played school netball, but yeah, my first official club, I would have been, 11 or 12, I think.
What about you, Brooke?
I played for St. Francis. Was my I don't know, whatever, however young you can be when you start playing netball. That's how old I was. And then I went to the Kangaroos after that.
Yeah. How many clubs you play with, Ellie? You told me to change the questioning, Cindy. 4. Who are they?
4 now. This is tricky. 4 now, I think.
Who are they?
Brumbies, Sandhurst, Eaglehawk, White Hills. Hopefully for a long time.
Geez, you went from Sandhurst to Eaglehawk. You would have been well liked. What about you, Brooke?
I think I've done 4 as well.
And they are?
St Francis, and then I went to the Kangaroos, Sandhurst, and then Heathcote.
There you go. All right. You girls are out of the Sandhurst. If there's any reunions, you're not getting invited. Joking. Hey, we do need to wrap it up. Thanks, Cindy. Nothing else before we do a run-up?
No, good luck to all the teams on the weekend, and yeah, let's hope it's a nice winter's day.
Just winding down. I actually got a bit more time here. Two sponsors, please, up.
Lead Advisory Group and the Lakeview Hotel for us.
What about you, Brooke?
Australian Pigeon Control and the Resi.
What about you, Cindy? Forget
I'm going
it.
to give a plug to Beck Legal, who is sponsoring our minis tournament coming up next month.
Hey.
And
I'll
of course,
just give
Agnico Eagle, who's our
yes,
yeah.
Eagle. Thanks. I've said it 100 times. Righto, ladies. Thanks very much, and it's always good to have you on any time for the Netty show, the Hdfnl Netty show. That is. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. See ya.
Thanks, guys. See yous.